Presence isn't perfection, and it is returning with love because we can all get distracted with external items and internal feelings or thoughts. And when we do, it is just remembering to return back to the present moment so we can be with whoever we're with, whether that's our children, our partner, our friends, or even ourselves. So we all want to be present with our children, but life gets loud. Between work, exhaustion, mental clutter, and endless demands, presence can feel like something we're chasing instead of living. I'm sure a lot of you feel that. I know I have at times as well. And yet, being present isn't about constant focus or perfection. It's about noticing when we've drifted and choosing to return. In today's episode, we'll explore the common blockers of presence, both external and internal, and learn gentle ways to come back home to the moment. Welcome to another episode in the area of parenting presence, showing up with attention and intention, the presence blockers. So, the outer distractions. Let's start with the obvious ones, the things outside of us that pull our attention away. Phones, notifications, work, mental to-do lists, the constant hum of I'll just check one more thing. These distractions aren't just physical, they fragment our energy. And children feel that. They sense when our body is there, but our mind isn't. And of course, we sense that as well. I think we know that we're kind of focusing on something else, but maybe we're sitting or playing with one of our kids and we're not giving them what they need, and that's our full attention. So presence isn't about never being busy. It's about learning when to pause. So practice this. Try a presence reset ritual when you transition between roles. So before you walking in the door or before engaging with your child, take one deep breath, put your phone face down, and gently say to yourself, "Here I am." This small intentional act tells your nervous system and your child's that you've arrived. Here's a reflection prompt. What external distractions most often steal my attention from my child? The inner blockers. So sometimes the things that block our presence aren't around us, they're within us. We've got emotional fatigue, unprocessed stress, self-criticism, the mental noise that whispers, you are not doing enough. When our own nervous system is overloaded, it's hard to attune to anyone else's. And so presence this time would begin with self-regulation. When you take care of your inner world, it's you have the capacity to hold theirs. So you might say to yourself, I'm tired right now, and I can still give this moment my softness. Or I can take a breath before I take responsibility for the room. And I think this happens, like was said, either when we come home from work, or maybe we're working around the house or the yard, or transitioning from maybe one task to the other, but our child wants our attention. And in order for us to kind of breathe out the inner blocks that we have within us, we really need to do some grounding techniques, some deep breaths, and then later on figure out either one, why you have a hard time going from one transition to another, especially if we're interrupted, or what do you have left to unprocess. And of course, some self-care might be needed as well for yourself, so you can be a little bit more present. Practice this. When you feel yourself drifting or reacting, place your hand over your heart and take one grounding breath. That single pause brings you back to yourself, and that's where presence begins. So here's a reflection prompt. What feelings or thoughts make it hardest for me to be present? And returning without guilt. Presence is a practice, not a performance. There'll be moments when you're distracted, distant, or drained, and that's okay. What matters is how you return. When you notice disconnection, name it out loud. I got distracted. I want to start again. That small repair models awareness and accountability. It teaches your child that love always has room to return. Presence doesn't demand perfection, it invites practice. The more you forgive yourself for the moments you miss, the easier it becomes to notice the ones you can reclaim. So over time, that becomes your rhythm. Drift, notice, return, gently, again and again. And of course, it's going to happen again and again because we always have external and internal blockers. And we just need to remember that that really is okay. There's nothing wrong with us. We just need to return ourselves. So here's a reflection prompt. How can I bring compassion, not guilt, to the moments I lose presence? So presence isn't about constant awareness. It's about loving returns. When you drift, come back with grace. When you lose your center, breathe and begin again. This week, practice one gentle ritual of returning, whether it's a deep breath at the door, a phone face down at dinner, or a quiet apology when you've been distracted. And then journal on this reflection. What helps me return to presence the fastest? Breath, stillness, prayer, touch, or something else? Next episode, we'll explore the power of small moments, how presence lives in the little ordinary rhythms of the day, and how those moments become the foundation of love your child remembers most. Until then, remember, you will drift. You can always come back. Here's the comment section. Comment on anything of this video, anything with parenting and presence, or anything just with parenting, any win or hardship that you've had, so that maybe somebody else out there can help you with what you're going through or cheer you on. And if you're having a hard time commenting, use the journal prompt to help you out. If this video resonated with you, take a deep breath before you go. Let what you heard settle in. You're not alone on this journey, and you don't have to do it all at once. If you're feeling like it, give this video a like so other people can find it. Subscribe for new content for every day of every week. And remember, here we take tiny steps, real talk, and honest healing. And I have created some journals, children's workbook and children's book, just to go right along with these videos, hand in hand, to help us become aware of maybe some things that we're not aware of, increase healthy behaviors, and decrease unhealthy behaviors. And once again, I'd like to thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch this video.